Hey, welcome, welcome. Hey, everybody. Welcome. It's your girl, Rafi, and welcome to Fearless Fridays. I am so excited to be here. Guys, I'm so excited. I realized this morning this is my 10th episode. Wow, like mind blown. I'm so excited that I'm able to do this. I'm so excited that y'all are here watching it with me. Like, oh my gosh. I really have to say a huge thank you to all the people who log in, all the people who are commenting, all the people who show me love. I appreciate it so much, guys. Like, I cannot tell you how I am blown away, literally. Blown away, literally, by the fact that you guys find value in this. I am literally just walking in and on purpose, my God given purpose, and I feel so great. And so I thank you guys for sharing, for sharing this, for talking about it, and for really just rocking with me along this journey. So, that being said, in light of our conversation today on decisions, I made a decision yesterday to do or really this morning, I should say, to do a giveaway slash contest for all my viewers, just to say thank you and to say how much I appreciate you guys. So thank you so much. So here it is. So all you gotta do is share this video, comment below with how you have been living fearlessly, or just a way that you've overcome something that you were afraid of. Doesn't have to be long, nothing crazy. And then I'm gonna randomly select someone to do a giveaway for. And so what the giveaway will be is one spot on Fearless Fridays with me, interviewing you, talking about your fear. And trust me, I know that's gonna be fearful. Don't worry. I'm getting to be here with you, holding you down the whole entire way. So don't gotta worry. We'll definitely coach and talk you through. But you got this. That's why you're here. Let's be honest. All right. And the other thing is a gift card start off your Christmas season, guys. It's gonna be a few weeks away. I know Black Friday is coming up. People are ready to shop, ready to start doing the Christmas shopping. I'd love to gift somebody with a gift card of $25. So just to say thank you and yeah, let's do this thing. So thank you guys once again. Like I appreciate so much all the people who log in, all the people who watch on the replay. So thank you guys for making this thing what it is. Alrighty, so if you guys don't know, enough rambling, I guess. Let's talk about what Fearless Friday is. So, Fearless Friday is a show that talks about how to overcome your fears, how to be resilient, and really how to live your best life by ways of just breaking out that box. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to be stuck in that box any longer. And so, I'm your host, Rafi, aka Fifi, aka Rafi. Call me whatever you like. That's cool. We're friends now. Um, and so, yeah, let's jump right into it. And so, one of the things that I noticed, well, yes, one of the things I wanted to talk about was I really didn't realize how important decision making was. I don't know if anybody else is on this with me, but decisions, decisions is important. But I don't think it really sunk into this year how important decision is. And so I wanted to ask, has anybody ever been at a crossroads when you're like, okay, really, I gotta go left or I gotta go right, and I just don't know where to go, and you're just there like, just staring, right? I hear you too, like, yeah, you're just like, about that, and you avoid it because I was that person. I avoided decisions. Like I can't lie to you, I avoided it, and I was just reflecting on that, and I was like, okay, why? Like, why is it so hard to make a decision? And so one of the things that came to mind, and also doing some research, what I found is that, I think what it is for me, anyways, it's the fear of the consequence of what might happen if you make the quote unquote wrong decision. Thinking that, okay, if I make a decision that doesn't necessarily go the way I want, then I'm kind of liable to this decision that I made, right? Even though we make decisions every single day, guys, like it's literally what we do. All of that. I have the fear of making wrong decision and get the wrong path. Yeah, that's so important. And I feel like I'll talk about that a little bit later too, but I feel like that's the same thing I was going through. It's like, okay, where will I end up? What will happen? Like, where would I go? And what I realized, what that meant for me anyway, so let me know if this is for you too, it was that expectation of like, what if I make this decision and it doesn't actually meet the expectation that I want to have as the outcome? And I was like, oh shoot. You know what I mean? Because what I realized in this whole journey of 2020, sorry, is that I was living my life on the expectation of others and then really forming my expectations of myself based around that. And so if it wasn't what I wanted, then I had a problem, a big problem with it. I wanted to kind of share a story about, how that kind of came to be for me and how that's played out for me. So my whole life, I just kind of lived on what everybody else kind of thought of me or what I should be doing, based on, my position in family. I was a baby of the family. Based on my position at work, I was a leader at work. So that's how I even position with friends, guys. Like I always kind of did what everybody else kind of expected me to do. And for some reason, I thought I was okay with that, but clearly that wasn't always the case. Um, but yeah, and I say that to say is because I tried to I guess I tried to like minimize the hurt of the expectation by way of like giving the responsibility to somebody else. So if they said I should do it, they're like, okay, I'll do it because like they said it. I don't know if you guys feel that way too, but that was me. Okay, I'm gonna be 100%. That was me. And so one of the things that so I'll just fast forward a little bit. A quick story or back rewind. Back in 2000, I'm gonna say 2009. I think I was 19. Um, and yeah, I want to say it was 19 or 20, maybe 2021, 2010. Anyways, um, I signed up for this business course. It was like with a not for profit, and you do the course with them. They create a business plan with you, and they help you gain a grant to actually start the business that you did. And I got it, and I was so excited. I was like, "Yay! I applied. I did it." I'm like, "Okay, I'm on this path to owning a business," and that's all I really wanted. I didn't know what I wanted to do in business, but I knew I wanted to be in business, right? And so I got in, and I realized once they gave me all the details that, oh shoot, I would have to miss like half of summer. And for those who don't know, at that time, I had just become, I think that was my second year of becoming the summer camp coordinator at the community center I was working at. And, pay was good being a coordinator, especially at that age. So I didn't see the long term. I saw the short term. And so I made the decision at the time to not do the program because I would miss out from that summer money. All those other people who work in community centers know what I'm talking about. That's when you make the most money is during the summer, right? And so I chose to give it up. And I'm going to be honest, guys, that decision plagued me for a long time. Like I did not realize how much really how much I regretted it until this year going through my transformation. How angry I was at myself for not doing what I wanted to do. Really basing that decision on, okay, others expect me to stay in the city because the city is a good job and you make good money and you set yourself for a good pension and all that kind of stuff, instead of following what I wanted to follow. And so I was like, all right, maybe I shouldn't trust myself that much. Maybe decisions that I make are not the best, for my life because when I made a decision for myself, I felt like I made the wrong decision. Right? Hey Nargis, hey Tweet, I didn't see you. Hello, everybody who's logging in. If you're logging in now, say hey. If you're watching replay, hashtag replay, let me know. And yeah, and so I realized like, okay, like maybe this is not good for me. And I'll be honest, guys, I was a super angry person because of that. And didn't realize that's what I was angry about. Well, one of the reasons I was angry about. I was an angry person. And you met me then, you wouldn't know. Like I was always smiling, I was always encouraging people, but home? Let my mom tell you, I was an angry soul. I was an angry soul. And it really came up around like just not honoring myself and that internal conflict that we kind of talked about last week. That's where it really stemmed for me. It was just like always allowing always allowing myself to put myself on the back burner. Hey, Jessica. Hey, I'm so excited. Really putting myself on the back burner. And I didn't realize how detrimental that was to me, my self worth, and my self trust. I realized I really didn't trust myself. And so, yeah, from that point on, I realized, okay, as I said, maybe I'm not the best at making decisions. So maybe I'm going to like fit myself into this box and just do what people want me to do. And then obviously life will work out for me, right? And it goes for that way. Like, if I just do what everybody else says, it will work out. Yeah, not always. Not always. And so fast forward, and I decided in 2015, I'm gonna say 2014. I was like, okay, I'm gonna try this business thing again, and I signed up for It Works. And if you guys don't know, that's that crazy rap thing that it was going around crazy for a while. I think it's still around, but either way, it was a health and wellness business, a multi-level marketing business. And I was like, okay, let me do this. I want to do this. I want to be in business. If this allows me to become debt free and like learn business skills and all this kind of great stuff, let me do it. All in all, wasn't quite picking up the way I wanted to. And I know business takes time. So I was fine with it. Gotta keep going, gotta keep going. But I had the voices in the back of my head, namely the other people in my life, telling me, oh, this is dumb. Why are you doing this? Like you're not going to make any money. And I really started letting that stuff seep in. And again, I changed my mind. I made a different decision. I decided to quit early, in my opinion, because what I thought I was giving up to be there. So these relationships and these people that were supposed to be in my life, I decided to follow their expectations for my life instead of what I thought my life can be. And so, yeah, again, I was super angry. And guys, that anger never really went away from before. It just kind of festered. So now at that point, I think that's where it really got bad for me because from that point on, I kind of went down. Um, and I never really paid attention to how, like, what I was doing with my life. Like, I just felt like hopeless. I just felt it really, I feel like that's where my depression started, but I didn't really like know that what it was. You guys understand what I'm saying? Like I knew it was sad. I knew I didn't want to do certain things or be around certain people, but I didn't know this is what it looked like. And yeah, just from there, just kind of kept on going. I just felt like I was existing through life, which I'm excited about. On the 27th, we'll talk more in depth about mental health and how that kind of plays out in your life. But back to the story. So I felt like it wasn't really, life just wasn't working out the way I wanted to. And I just kind of kept spiraling, kept spiraling, kept spiraling. And I realized, especially in that moment, I definitely was not making any decisions based on what I wanted. I just said, okay, if this person said, yeah, let's go here, sure, okay. Well, you should do this, okay. Everything was okay, sure, yeah. Like, did I have an opinion about it? Not really. Did I care? Really, not really. And that was pretty much it. That was my life. And then I kind of just kept battling with myself over and over again with, should I do this? Should I not do this? Why aren't I doing more? But I didn't know what to do. And for all my Jamaican folks, there was this saying like, shoulda, coulda, woulda, never didda. Just slow it down for some people. Exactly, going through the motions, going through the motion. And I just was on that point where I was just like, okay, whatever. Like I never actually did the things that I wanted to do. I was still good at my job. I I feel like I was a good friend, but probably like if I asked my friends at that time, they probably wouldn't say that. But you know what I mean? In my mind, I was still there. But I really wasn't. And so I had to come to realize that it's not really I wasn't the business. Oh, I love what Jessica just said. She said, I can totally relate that I would always make decisions according to others' wanted. Yeah, right? Like it's it sucks. I'm gonna be 100%. You're at a place where it just it sucks. Like it's not true to you. And I feel like that's where I was for a long time, like just not true to myself. And I was at a place where I was okay with not being true to myself. And so fast forward to earlier this or summer when I decided to leave my previous job, when I decided to leave the employment that I was at. And I was there for 14 years since I was 16. It was my first real job, like, woohoo, summer camp. I did everything, guys. I did summer camps, I did after school, I did youth programming, I went all the way up to full time, and I did youth outreach worker. I loved those jobs individually, but the culture wasn't what I wanted it to be. I knew that I wouldn't be here forever. But I also really knew my purpose in life didn't fit into working in an organization of that magnitude, right? Um, so I knew I had to do something, I had to make a decision. And so when the decision presented itself, the crossroad presented itself that, okay, you got to choose now. I'll be honest, guys. I dallied. I procrastinated. I stalled. Weeks went by before I actually made the decision. Even still, I made the decision. I didn't take action. The only action I did was I literally crafted the resignation letter. And still, I was like, oh my gosh, am I actually going to send it? Am I actually going to do the thing that I've been literally dreaming about forever? Like, at least the past 5 years. Literally dreaming about. And that's the one thing I knew when I was younger, that I wouldn't be working in an institution of that magnitude. And so yet I was still very scared to leave the comfort of this is what everybody expected of me. Like I've been working there so long, it was just like a part of my identity, right? Have you guys ever noticed that like when you start doing the things everybody else wants you to do, it becomes you. And then it's like, okay, now if I want to do something else on my own, like, whoa, hold on, we don't hold on. We put you in this box over here. You should stay there. We know how to handle you when you're there. And yeah, and so when I came to that decision, I had to really ask myself and really have time. Like I'm a religious person, so I had time with God, and I was really asking him, like, is this what you're really calling me to do right now? Like I'm scared, I'm terrified. I am used to the constant paycheck every 2 weeks. I'm used to the status, guys, that came with working for the city. Like I'm gonna be 100%, right? Like that was something, there was like a prestige to it at the time in my mind anyways. And just the comfort of this, it was like the longest relationship I've ever had. My life has been, I shared last week that I moved, or 2 weeks ago, I've moved 14 times in my life. And last weekend, it was the 14th. And that was hard, guys. But the city, this whole time, was like constant. I knew I could always go to work. I can always go to work. And it sounds sad, but I, even saying it out loud right now, I'm just realizing like that's what I did. That's how I equated. It was like that linchpin in my life, right? And so I had to really think to myself, did I trust myself enough to do this, to step on my own? Did I trust God enough to be the one who's going to guide me, protect me, provide for me, to do the things consciously that I don't think I ever really gave him credit for before, right? And I really had to like take stock on like what does that mean to truly be in that space where like, okay, I'm gonna make this decision. And so I did it. I handed in the resignation letter and I said, woohoo, let's do it. Like let's just do it. I'm gonna be honest, guys. Since going through the program that I did earlier this year, it gave me that ability to recognize the importance of making a decision and taking inspired action towards where you want to go. I knew where I wanted to go was in business. I knew where I wanted to go was living a life of fulfillment. I knew where I wanted to go was a life of impact, like real tangible impact. And I knew that where I wasn't gonna get me there in the way that I wanted to. So the one thing that I guess I really want to share with you guys, when you make a decision where you're walking in alignment, there's a sense of real peace that comes over you. And it's hard to explain because it's a feeling, but I never felt more at peace than I do now. Like I gotta be, being entrepreneurship, being in business, you're faced with making decisions on a daily, but I know where I'm going and I feel at peace about it because I know I'm not alone doing it. Does that make sense? Let me know, guys, if you guys ever been in a situation where like, okay, you just know you made the right decision because you feel at peace about it. But even if you're not sure, because you feel that peace, you're like, it'll be okay. You know what I mean? It'll be okay. But I think what we don't realize is how hard it is to make decisions when we're not used to it. And so what I wanted to kind of share and talk to you guys about is like really how to build that skill of making decisions and the importance of it. So I wanted to use my story to help you to understand that you have to identify what is it about decisions that you don't like, right? And for me, it was my expectation about the outcome. For me, expectation was law because I worked in this space that I wanted things my way. Like my whole life, it's like has to be this way or highway, right? And God was showing me like, no, no, honey. No, honey. It's really my way or the highway. But that's cute if you think so. You know what I mean? And I had to learn that even though I'm in this and I made the decision, It's okay if I have to course correct. It's okay if I make quote unquote, actually, I don't want to say wrong decision because I don't think any decision is wrong. I think every decision leads you to where you want to be if you're following your intuition. If you're following that good feeling, even if it's not what you expect it to be, it's probably going to be more than you ever expected. Eventually, it's probably going to be exactly what you needed at that time. You know what they say, 2020 is always, hindsight's always 2020, right? Where every time you can look back, you know exactly what happens and what were the steps and what you need to do. And didn't realize, I guess, how important it is to actually just like stand firm in the decision that you made. And so for me, when I finally decided to leave my employment, guys, like the backlash, it was even just talking about it, like my family, they always support me, but they're like, are you sure? You know what I mean? They're like, are you 100% sure? Make sure you're sure. We will do what you want to do, but are you sure? Right? Friends that I did tell, they're like, oh my gosh, like, yeah, we're here for you, but are you sure? Right? Like everybody was like, then there was those other people too who are like, oh my gosh, like you're crazy, like why would you leave? You can just, did a side thing, a hustle, who leaves the city, blah blah blah, or the other thing was like, oh, make sure you get as much money as you can out of it. And like for me, that wasn't those are relevant the actual decision. Right. So I feel like you have to realize what is the important information that you need in order to make the decision that you need to make. And then make the decision based on what you want. And the reason why I say intuition, because to me, the intuition is how you really like I'll explain it in this way. I'm doing some research and essentially they split the mind into two. So your conscious and your subconscious. And your conscious mind, which is a logical brain, kind of knows logic, it knows language, it takes in a lot of information, and kind of where you make most of your decisions from, or what you think. Your subconscious is actually 95%. Okay, guys. So the subconscious is what takes in way more information. Your subconscious is what takes in all of bodily language. Your subconscious is that feeling that you get when you just say, my gut's telling me no, or my body's telling me yes. That is it. And that's the reason why, because the subconscious actually influences your conscious mind. You actually make decisions from your intuition first, anyways. So I'm saying get quiet and listen to that voice because that voice is never going to steer you wrong. Even if it doesn't look like what you want. And I'm going to be 100% guys. It did not look like what I thought it was going to look like, but it was exactly what I needed. And to be honest, it was way more than I ever thought, way more than I can ever imagine it to be, guys. Just today, I was saying thank you. This is my 10th episode. I never thought I would be doing this. I'm literally blown away that I am, and then blown away that so many people are logging in and watching and supporting me and telling me, sending me messages, telling me how much they enjoyed it, how much they're inspired. And guys, that's what brings me joy. And so when you're walking in your purpose, there's a different kind of fulfillment that comes from it. You have to start to actually listen to what you want to see. What you want to actually want for your life, right? So I feel like that's why decisions are so important because even if you feel like you're making the wrong decision, you can still correct it. If you feel like you're making the best decision, go with it. Just go and let's see what happens. Either way, the outcome is not up to you. That's what I had to learn about, thank you, living on purpose. Like, that's what I had to learn about decisions. The reason why I bring up expectation is that was my crux, like my Achilles heel is my expectations of life. I was that person. By this age, I'm going to have this. By this time, I'm going to have this. I was that person. I had to literally let that go in order to actually be able to make the best decisions for myself, to enjoy the outcome that's going to happen. Because as I said, is more than I can ever imagine, I could ever hope for. It is it is joy, like real joy comes from being able to know that you made a decision based on you. And if this didn't work out in the way I wanted to, that's okay because I know there's a lesson here. I'm gonna learn it and it's gonna set me up for whatever God has for me next. Because He ain't done yet. You know what I mean? I'm still here alive and kicking, so He ain't done yet. And I want you to be encouraged too, because so are you. So even if you're in a place right now where you feel like, okay, I did not make the best decisions up until this point, or I made poor decisions up until this point, course correct. It is never too late. Take the information that you need to take and get help if you need to get help, or just make the decision to do something. I honestly feel like, guys, once the decision is made, Universe or God starts running towards you. Your goal and your dream starts coming towards you because you identified that that's what you want. So just make your steps towards it and it'll come toward you. And if you're not in the right place, that's all right. That's just where you are right now. Maybe you have to go through the weeds, get yourself out. That's okay. But there's a clearing, right? There's definitely always a clearing. So that makes me excited because it's not done yet, right? Everything is a journey and a path. And so, guys, if you find value in today, just share. Let me know. All right. And so, one of the things I really just wanted to touch on is, I guess, in that, it's the fact that poor decision making is a habit like any other. And I don't think we think about it like that, but it really is. And so when you identify in your life that okay, maybe you're not necessarily where you want to be, or you don't necessarily see where you want to be, like you're not clear in it yet, it's okay. Like, give yourself the grace, one, for where you're at, two, get the help if you need, but three, just start making a better decision. And that doesn't mean that every single day you're going to make the best decision for yourself. No, like no, okay, guys. I'm 100% always. But if you know that you're just going to be willing to get up and decide to put one foot in front of the other, one foot in front of the other, you'll get to where you're going, right? And so that's what I would say about creating a good habit around decision making is the fact that maybe today the decision that you make is like, I just decide that I'm going to drink more water. By the end of the day, make sure you drink as much water as you set up for yourself. Be specific, obviously, like 8 glasses or whatever, 2 water bottles, whatever it is for you. Just grow the habit. And I'm telling you guys, the more that you do that, the more confidence you're going to gain in trusting yourself and trusting the fact that you do know what's best for you. And nobody else, as much, doesn't matter what they say, I'm going to be 100%. Doesn't matter what they say, they do not know what's best for you. You know what's best for you because nobody else is in your head. Nobody else knows exactly how you're feeling. Nobody else knows exactly how you perceive a situation. So they don't know what's best for you. They feel like it, they have best intentions, but you know what's best for you. So if you're not where you want to be, it's time to really think about where is it that you want to be. Lately, I've been thinking a lot about making good decisions to set me up for 2021. And I'll be honest, I kind of got stuck in a spiral of, I gotta set it up. I gotta know exactly what I'm doing. Back to expectations, right? What am I expecting from myself? And I had to pause. Well, God had to pause me. I'm gonna be 100%. We'll talk about the 27th, but God had to pause me via my sister and just tell me to go sit down for a while, and think and reconnect to myself. And I had to realize I had to let go of wanting to figure every single thing out. Because decision making doesn't mean that you're going to figure everything out. It doesn't mean that you know every single moving piece, that you can know every single variable. That's not your job. Your job is just to make the decision and go down the path. If it's not correct, you can readjust your decision. I love something I heard on Wednesday was you can just course correct in terms of, I'll tell you the analogy. I thought it was brilliant. So you know on Google Maps, you have one route and it's in blue, and the alternate routes are in gray. Think of your decision making like that. You know where you're going and you're going to take this route, but sometimes you have to think of plan B and plan C. And be willing to give yourself grace to take plan B or plan C, or maybe it's plan Z. Who knows? But that's okay. The fact of the matter is, you are doing what you want to do and you're willing to make the decision. Because until you make the decision, you're not doing anything. I'm going to be 100%. Indecision is probably one of the worst, in my opinion, one of the worst places you can be. Because I used to be there. I never wanted to make a decision. Guess what, guys? Decision is a decision. It's a decision not to do anything. You can say whatever you want to say. You can say you want to think about it. You can say, I gotta get this together, I gotta get that together. Oh, just these things have to be lined up in the right way for me to do it. All of that is all noise. I'm gonna be 100%. All of that is all excuses. I'm sorry. But I love you, so I'm telling you. It is what it is. It's excuses. Because if you want it, you're gonna figure out a way how to get it. And sometimes it means that it's going to take you a year. Sometimes it means it's going to take you a week. Sometimes it's going to take you 5 years. But once you make that decision, it's yours. But if you never make that decision, you're deciding it's good for somebody else. The opportunities for somebody else, health for somebody else, freedom for somebody else, whatever you want, right? Like for me, I had to really like take stock that like when I choose to avoid, when I choose to not look at it, I'm telling the thing that I'm not worthy of it. Yeah, that was big for me to learn. That was big. I that hurt my heart. Saying it out loud to you guys. Oh, geez, I can't believe I just said it out loud. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you, Tweety. But I'm gonna be honest, guys. I'm gonna be 100% because that's all I can do is be myself, and it doesn't matter like doesn't matter what the decision is now. I'm just gonna do it, and that's why I talked about the contest earlier or the giveaway earlier. I just made a decision, so we're doing it. All right, we're doing it. I'll announce it again right now. So for those who are just logging in right now, I'm saying thank you, and I'm gonna be doing a giveaway. So comment below with something that you have battled fear and you become on the other side with. Doesn't have to be long, just a few words, and share this also on your page. I'm gonna put you into a random draw somebody. The prize is you get to come on with me live and talk about your story. And don't worry, it's totally fun. Like you'll be fine. Trust me very much. But also, I'm going to give you a $25 gift card to say thank you. And also, I know like Black Friday is coming up, so why not spend something on yourself? Get yourself a little gift. So yeah, that's all I want to say. But anyways, get back into it. I think decisions are important. And even if you don't know if it's going to be the right decision, I mean, you'll never know, is my point. I love what Tweet just said. Nothing but facts. Truth is a hard pill to swallow sometimes, but it's a testament. And we are all here going through it. Need to hear this. Thank you, girl. Thank you, girl. We are all going through it, and that's the reality. Thank you for saying that, because we are all going through it on our own individual paths. We're all going through something. However, we can be better together, stronger, but you can be even stronger in yourself when you just decide that I'm going to be here for me, right? Like, I'm going to be here for what do I need in this moment? Like, a big thing that I had to learn this week was really honoring my feelings. That's a decision I had to make. I want to honor how I feel. I'm not feeling it right now. I'm not feeling it today. Well, I'm feeling happy and I want to be joyous today, regardless of what it is. You have to make that decision in yourself and follow through, guys. That's all. Follow through. Follow through. Doesn't matter. It's scary. I'm not gonna act like it's not scary. It's scary. I mean, the more you do scary things, the more you get used to things that will scare you. Because the truth is, there's always going to be something that's scary for you. Like as long as you're here on this earth, there's always going to be a challenge. There's always going to be a trap. There's always going to be something going to get into your way. There's always going to be someone who's going to get into your way. There's always going to be yourself, that voice going to tell you you can't do it. But the more you're used to getting uncomfortable, the more you're used to doing it. Just, break past those fears. Break past those fears. I love that. Open new doors, because that's what it does. Like this door. So that's why I want to say thank you to you guys. Like this door, I would have never have decided to do this because I'm gonna be 100% real. When I stopped doing it works, when I was doing it works, I was on social media every day, like every day. I posted 9 times a day. I was in DMs. I was following people. I was engaging. I mean, I ran my business on social media. That was it. I was glued to my phone and my laptop. And after I left, I felt such shame around it. The fact that I was putting myself out there and I was telling everybody to encouraging them, and oh my gosh, my team this and I love it, da da da. And then when I left, I was like, oh shit, how do I tell people that I'm gone? And so I just ghosted. I completely ghosted off social media. Yeah, I didn't want to bother. I was all the shame that was in my own head. Like obviously nobody else cares. But all the shame that was in my own head, right? And so when the word was spoken to me to do this, I realized that if I said, because I made a decision this year that I wanted to be obedient, and so if I said I wanted to be obedient, that means doing the thing and getting uncomfortable. And so this door was opened. And so I want to say this moment just to say thank you to all of you guys who watch and who comment and who show me love and show me support. I appreciate you so much because it's just more so confirmation to me that I am doing the thing that he told me to do. And so that means a lot to me. But I hope it inspires you to do the thing that you're called to do. Because guys, once you're in our own lane, it doesn't matter about anybody else. Abundance will flow to you in your own lane. It will be in the form of, yes, abundance in terms of money, but abundance in terms of feeling fulfilled, abundance in terms of feeling love, abundance and peace, guys. It's beautiful. It really is beautiful. It's truly amazing. And so that is my like hope and wish for all of you guys who will log in is to find your own peace in your own space eventually, in your own time. Just take baby steps one step at a time because it takes us all, you know, it takes us all, a minute to come to our own realization. But when we do, when you're woken up, I mean you're woke. That's it, right? Oh my gosh. So, guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all so much. I'm going to wrap up now. And I just want to say if you found value, share this. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week, Friday. Tune in. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. Bye, guys.